Have you ever been scrolling on social media or browsing the internet and come across a post that seemed a little too shocking or strange to be true? In today's world of misinformation and disinformation spread faster than ever with social media and the help of artificial intelligence, social media platforms can get very deceiving very fast. With the help of AI, realistic images, convincing news stories, and being able to mimic human voices have become a possibility. Hello, I'm Theo, and today I will cover one of the most concerning problems on social media: misinformation, disinformation, and how artificial intelligence makes it worse. Since AI is where lots of this incorrect information comes from, I'm going to talk about misinformation and disinformation, but because AI is rapidly changing the landscape, we will start with how it works. AI, or artificial intelligence, works by taking the information you give it, breaking that input into a form that it can understand, a process called training, and then uses patterns it learned during the process of training to generate answers to questions you're asking. It interprets your words using something like natural language processing, or NLP, and then generates a response based on the knowledge in its model. Some AI systems also search external sources, like the web, to find information that was not in its training data, to make sure it is up to date. Once the system has formed its answer, it converts that internal representation back into natural language that a person can understand, and sends it to you. So if you asked, "What happened on June 6, 1944?" it will go through its process and send back a response something like this.
D-Day went down on June 6, 1944, huge moment in World War II. Basically, the Allies kicked off this massive operation called Operation Overlord, famously known as the Normandy landings. So picture it, Allied boots storming the beaches of Normandy, France, and yeah, it was the largest seaborne invasion in history. Quite a pivotal day, so tell me, were you always into historical stuff or just a random curiosity today?
AI image and video clip generation follows the same overall process. Pictures and video clips are matched with their tags or metadata and broken into patterns for training. Then, those patterns can be randomly reused to create new images and videos based on user requests. These images and videos can appear very realistic, especially at first glance, and are often very good at recreating images of famous people. This is because famous people have lots of available pictures and video clips for the training process. Now that you have a basic understanding of how AI works, let's move on to disinformation. We will cover how AI makes this crisis worse later on in this video. Disinformation refers to when somebody intentionally circulates information they know to be wrong, usually for a specific, nefarious purpose. Social media, like TikTok, X, or YouTube, are frequently used for this purpose because they are designed to be good at spreading information. Disinformation is intended to guide people into doing the wrong thing, manipulate the viewer's thoughts, opinions, or feelings. For example, deepfakes of politicians advertising scams or agreeing to things they never said. This is most often done with highly trusted people like Mark Carney or previously Elon Musk. Frequently, these people's likenesses will be used to falsely advertise scams. Mark Carney has gotten a lot of attention and many people have been scammed. Here's an example.
All you need is to invest $350 and start making profit.
Misinformation, however, is unintentionally misleading or incorrect statements that are not intended to harm. It is typically spread when people talk about topics they don't understand online. and accidentally start to spread this inaccurate information. This could be people misinterpreting ideas, and these accidental untruths are then spread throughout the internet, often on social media like Facebook and Instagram. Now that we know what these terms mean, how can you spot them? Why do they spread so fast? And how does AI contribute to this global problem? Scenario 1. You are browsing YouTube and see a video with the title of "The Impossible Restoration, Bringing a Ford Model T model Back to Life." You might click on this video thinking it would be crazy to be able to restore this 100-year-old car. But what really catches your attention is the thumbnail of this video. A thumbnail is a photo used to advertise the video and make you want to click on the video. You then click on the video, and the first thing you see is a video of a rusty car in a dark garage. Then the camera shifts to a different view of the same car. Maybe you already saw something strange. Did that car just change into something else? You are right, it did. You are probably now starting to feel a little bit more suspicious of the video. So how can you be sure you can spot a suspicious video on YouTube, like this one that you think might be AI generated? 1. Check the video description and title. Are they long or have phrases like, "In this captivating video, we meticulously document the complete restoration of a Ford Model T model from start to finish"? Or maybe, "From sourcing authentic parts to achieving the perfect period correct finish. This video is packed with actionable advice and stunning visuals." These are some phrases that AI likes to use and are big clues towards defining if this video is AI. 2. Look closely at the background of the video. Do the objects in the back look like they are moving or don't seem sized to scale? Or are they even realistic items? An example of this is found in the same car video. On the shelves in the background, there are mysterious objects that don't look like realistic parts. On the other side of the car, there are some strange parts that are meant to look like cars, but are unrealistically designed, especially for that time period. 3. Listen for sound effects and voices. If the voice is an AI voice, you can tell it from a real voice quite easily. An AI voice will be robotic and monotone.
Hi there, I am an AI voice that sounds pretty bad. You can tell me apart from a human pretty easily.
Anyone can easily generate an AI voiceover for free. However, it is important to note that AI voices have gotten much better recently, so this is quickly fading as a method to spot fake videos.
Hi there, I am an AI voice that sounds really realistic. I bet that if you picked up the phone to this, that you would think that I am a real person.
Since we know this video is most likely AI generated now, how do we categorize this video as mis or disinformation? How to classify this video is debatable, since it could be misinformation, because it could be somebody's interpretation of something mechanically incorrect, but not on purpose. However, this could also be called disinformation, because the channel is attempting to make money off of YouTube and taking ad revenue and views away from legitimate, real content producers with reliable channels. The answer to this case is unclear. But before we move on to the next case, remember to pay attention to who is posting this content, and how is it making you feel. Creators may try to provoke you into being more angry or afraid about a specific topic. Making viewers afraid about something makes them more controllable, and dulls critical thinking. If you are suspicious about this creator, you should check out other videos they have posted. If they are all about politics or controversial topics, this is a big clue. And if the view counts on these videos are low, this may also be a sign that the video is AI generated, though it's no guarantee. Scenario 2. You are watching a video and suddenly get interrupted by an ad that is showing Mark Carney making a speech about a cryptocurrency app. Mark Carney speaks confidently about how you can earn millions with this app. Since Carney is a trusted public figure, your trust might carry over to this. And if you know Mark Carney's history, you'd know that he was the governor of the Bank of England, so naturally you might be inclined to trust this ad. However, you know from our earlier case that it is important to listen to the voice and the background. You start with the voice and then compare it to a trusted video from Mark Carney. It sounds the same, so it could be real. Now to the background. It is a crowd of realistic people listening to his speech. Nothing out of the norm, so no tip-offs there. You must also use your common sense when judging suspicious content. And so you might think that Mark Carney is a real person with years of banking advice, so that means that he has a reason to advertise this easy money hack. But before you click on this ad to earn money with crypto, you should find who published this ad. To do this on mobile, while watching the ad, pause the video, and above the title of the video you are watching, find the advertisement bar and click the 3 dots menu. In the list of options, find About This Advertiser, and then you can see who made this advertisement. It will tell you if the ad was verified by Google. If this ad was verified by Google, you know that you have most likely watched a trusted video. Another way to do this is to look at who posted this ad. If the advertiser is a large company or organization like Adobe, Google, Microsoft, Government of Canada, or some other trusted company, you know that you have seen a real ad that is most likely not a scam. But if you don't recognize the name and it is not verified by Google, look up the name online to see who the advertiser is. If the name of the company does not show up, or there is evidence online that the company has a bad reputation, be wary and do not click on the ad, and don't do anything that the ad has told you to do. In this case, the advertiser is attempting to scam their viewers by using a fake video of a trusted public figure to sell scams. In this case, the person behind this crypto scam is disinforming us and is doing something morally wrong. You should not believe any shorts or ads about Mark Carney or any important person unless it is a trusted source like the CBC, BBC, or other trustworthy news channel. Scenario 3. It's 1976 and you are reading the newspaper. You suddenly come across a frightening sight. NASA has captured an image that resembles a face on Mars. And even though NASA said that it was most likely an illusion, you think that it's probably an alien artifact, since what else would it be on Mars? Now you are naturally alarmed, and are frantically mailing a letter to your friend about this, including the clipping of the newspaper with the image. But in your haste, you accidentally cut off the sentence about the illusion. It's just like a game of telephone, because important information is sometimes lost partway through. The friend that received your letter then passes this on to a friend's friend, a journalist who works for a huge newspaper company, and of course, he believes this is real and publishes an article about this. However, he is missing the fact that it was most likely an illusion, and many other newspapers are publishing about it now. By the end of the year, many people know about it. It was even featured in books and TV shows like The X-Files. In this case, the face on Mars was a huge thing when NASA first released this photo back in 1976, and the world thought it was an alien creation on Mars. Back in 1976, the satellites that were taking these pictures were very low resolution, and because of the shadows at that moment, it did look like a face, although as of 1988, we now know that it was an eroded mesa, shaped nothing like a face, but it was interpreted as one from the low quality image. Remember, when seeing news like this, always think critically, and in this case, it was a case of misinformation that went viral. NASA never intended to cause misinformation or disinformation, but the world interpreted it as an alien artifact. This is a good example of creating misinformation, since people too easily accepted an unlikely piece of evidence because it looked like so much like what they were interested in at the time. But how is AI actively making social media pages worse? Well, to start with, I can easily start a YouTube channel only with AI. With AI, I can easily make my profile picture. With AI, I can easily make a channel description and even make my content with it. But what is the incentive to make AI videos on YouTube? You see, YouTube is run by a huge multi-billion-dollar company, Google. Once a channel on YouTube gets to a certain amount of views and subscribers, YouTube pays you per view. So if you get 1,000 views, you will get around $2 to $12. This does not sound like that much, but if you have become successful, each video will pull in many thousands of dollars. And this could make it worthwhile to make an AI YouTube channel. And even if most of your videos are not successful, you can use AI to generate enough that together you can make a fair bit of money. And to make things worse, it's not just on YouTube, it's on every social media platform. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X all have the same problems. After hearing all of this distressing information, you must be hoping to hear something good about this. Indeed, now that we have covered how AI makes the situation worse, you might think that there are no morally good uses for AI. Indeed, there are many cases for AI that are positive, such as decreasing errors and mistakes in documents, refining your writing, or help you learn a new program like a video editor or graphic designer. AI programs are also available 24/7, unlike humans who get distracted and tired and can't work through the night. Another thing that AI can do is give you a summary of many sources of information. However, you should always click through and verify that the source it cites actually lines up with what the AI claims. Also, good people are out there, such as Theodore Casals. Theodore got tired of the fake AI content, known as AI slop. He made an X account, posting about it, gaining over 130,000 followers. He even complained to YouTube's moderators and got some of the slop channels removed. However, YouTube has no incentive to block these AI slop channels, since every time somebody watches one of these videos, Google earns money. And even if YouTube blocked AI slop channels like they said they were doing, there are thousands more. YouTube even encourages the posting of AI videos. You can see here that when you go to record or post a YouTube short, there are many ways to use AI features to generate videos instead of making legit videos yourself. In summary, misinformation is unintentional statements and news not meant to harm or manipulate your feelings or thoughts. Disinformation is fake news intentionally posted to cause harm and manipulate your thoughts and feelings. Creators who post disinformation are contributing to the world of AI slop on social media platforms. Artificial intelligence contributes to this world of AI slop on social media by generating fake videos and articles. So next time you're scrolling on a social media platform, ask yourself, who posted this? And how are they trying to make me feel? Stay curious, but be critical.